What's the problem with me?
Can we get the real Andy? I would prefer the real Andy.
Oh, let's get the real Max. I'll take off my mask when you take off your mask, brother.
Because who's your new favorite YouTuber, Ian, that wanted to be on the show with us?
The madman. The madman.
Mad Movie Man.
Let's bring on Max Movies because he scares the living shit out of me. Hold on.
Oh, wow.
Mad Max says, I think you should apologize. Right? I'm sitting here in a goddamn torn down pool house.
I don't even know who
the
you
pool house
are.
is torn apart. Okay, it's torn apart because I'm remodeling on my $70 webcam. Okay, I'm no better than you.
Movie Madness Entertainment.
Welcome, viewers, for a early morning stream. I can't sleep. I'm only going to be going on for a little bit of time, just a lot of reflecting on myself, the channel, what I want to do, what I'm looking at, and how do you deal with staying where you're at? Like, I enjoy what I'm doing. I'm not going anywhere. I plan on doing this for a long time. Making a little bit of money thanks to your support. I really appreciate it. But looking at your contemporaries, yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine, RJ. It's just it's just where my goals, where I want to go, what I want to do, also, and just like it's kind of shocking. Like, Oh, I also wanted there's a question that I see a lot of critics. I want to be clear. There's people on Twitter that ask, should they be the platform for the hate they spew? And no, they shouldn't. Even though I'm going to do videos on them in the future about them and their connection to Alex Jones and the audience there and what's going on, they should not be deplatformed. They should have their platform, and that's not the answer. And then a lot of people that why do you consistently talk about their points? It's for me, it's interesting still. It's a conversation starter, and ignoring them is not the answer. The only thing you could do with bad info out there and is completely is match what they're saying. There has to be other information out there. So if you're not for censorship, you're not for deplatforming, and you want them, and they have their opportunity to exist, the only other option is to counteract their bullshit and stop it where it starts. And the other thing with this type of content is the amount of content they spew out. But I also want to ask the question, like, why are they even at a fan expo? And the delusions that they have, like, why are they there? A lot of the stuff, the majority, besides Cobra Kai, the majority of the content that's being there is everything that they claim that's garbage. Or how do they even exist? What if the delusions that they have? Honestly, they don't exist without this content. They get a Disney paycheck. And a lot also say, do they know what they actually believe this, some of this shit. I mean, some of them, I think they have a religious angle, and I'm not against religion, but they think that they're like, part of this stream came from, we're going to watch just a little bit of their fan expo event. RJ, if you want to pop in, you can. I'm not going to go long. Not looking for a lot of people. Yeah, this is newsworthy. They got a big panel, And honestly, it's probably going to happen more and more. They're going on tour with Gina Carano. RJ says, I'm really surprised they got a huge panel at Fan Expo in Dallas. Good for them, I guess. They had a good time with Gina in their streams. Yeah. None of them would exist without Disney. So I'm all for them making their own way, making their own content. But the reality is they wouldn't exist without Disney. And that here's my tweet from earlier. I'll bring that up first. And how do you deal with, listen, in the grand scheme of things, I would be considered the loser in the situation. Jeremy started right around where I did, and he's far surpassed me. Is it because quality content? No. I'm not jealous either. I'm just, it's not a jealousy thing. It's more like being happy with what you're doing, but still sadness. Sadness that there's so much hate within people. Sadness that people can't enjoy things. And it's not just this group. It's the internet as a whole. And I do dislike some things that people really like, but the majority of things I really like and try to like. Even this new Joker announcement, the Joker movie, a lot of my friends are like down on it, and I'm just like, hey, RJ.
Hey, what's up, Max?
Not streaming long. I just can't get to sleep. Some of my streams are sort of like a little bit of therapy. So I'm just like saying what's on my mind, try to get it out. Maybe that'll get me more restful and ready for bed. Going like 20.
Yeah, minutes. No, I'm just making sure you're all good. It seems you're kind of questioning things a little bit.
No, I'm definitely going to keep doing what I'm doing, but it's just also like the doubt and not doubt in my mind, but how do you deal with when your contemporaries far surpass you? Me and Jeremy started at the same time. We knew each other at the beginning. We're friendly at the beginning. And how do you deal with knowing that you're not ever going to be anywhere near that level and still keep going and still feel confident about what you're doing? Also, like, we put a lot of fun into that show. Me and Brian worked really hard onto the Max show, and it does not get the viewership. And it's not, I'm not condemning, I'm not like going hard at my viewers either. It's just, there is something that people want to talk, people like when I criticize them. And the answer is not to ignore bad info out there. It's really not. There's conversation starters. I get way more conversations started than if I waited and I begged to collab with people instead of just watching a video of them. Honestly, that's always been my take too, is why I do a lot of reactions. Like, I'm not waiting till I can kiss enough ass or get to the collabs I want to. Yeah.
No, I was going to say, I mean, there's nothing wrong with reevaluating your place in a community or reevaluating the direction you want to take. I mean, I've done that exact thing the last 3-4 days, right? And I'm at a lot better place than I was before. A lot of clarity in what I want to do, where I want to be. And the thing is at the end of the day, so I've kind of realized that really none of this matters. Like,
no, it doesn't. It doesn't. When you grow old, when you have kids or grandkids, this stuff isn't going to matter. Just the fun you had along the way.
None of this matters
just the people.
In the grand scheme. We're all a bunch of adults.
Well, just so you know, though, I am going to keep my content going, but I'm going to also do more hot takes along with the live streams.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
I do know. Yeah.
Are you having fun doing what you're doing?
Yeah. That's
all that matters.
I don't really I might get bored criticizing for a little bit, and then I switch up to movie topics. For one, I'm really going to give a hot take on how people are so negative towards this Joker project. It's very infuriating to me. Though that is true.
It's cannot really flop. Well, it's not flopping.
It's not getting the money that Pixar is not what it used to be within the
I mean, I plan
Um,
on seeing it on Monday because I have Monday off because they gave us Monday off for Juneteenth. So I'll be seeing it on Monday. I would say this though, I don't think it has anything to do with political reasons. I just
no,
think
no,
it's
no,
coming out at a bad time.
no,
So
no. Yeah,
in
yeah.
between two movies, right? Two big movies.
And I
Also, too,
think
I think the marketing's been a problem for the movie too. I think people just don't know what it is.
right, right.
It's been very confusing. It's like, is this the origin story of the Buzz Lightyear toy? Is this like a made-up movie in the world? Like, it's not a very clear idea. The premise is kind of a little confusing for some folks. So,
Well, senior nerd, I don't know anything about. I don't want to highlight that because I don't want to demonetize anything. But
well, and this
I
is
don't know anything
well, just
about
so you know, this
who
is
else
what
is
we
in it.
also need to avoid doing, though, right?
Yeah,
We may not like these individuals, but we cannot be throwing around labels like that because that makes us no better than them.
yeah,
We have
yeah.
the right to
I
criticize
never called
more
them that.
professional way.
I only call them what I could prove: prejudice, ignorant, misogynistic. I can't say they're as far as
I
that.
mean,
There
even
is
that to an extent,
connections with.
unless it's like blatant. I don't even know. Like the thing is too is that at the end of the day, remember when I used to be a YouTube content creator and I used to be making all these videos and that's how I got my rise to fame, criticizing the Phantom Menace for like their
Yeah,
Marvel.
yeah.
Do you notice what I did most of the time in those videos?
Hmm.
I went after I went from the perspective of an actual fan of the material
Mhm.
and looked at it from that perspective. Let's actually examine the works that are in these books and actually examine if their points line up with the philosophy of the filmmakers or the comic book creators, right? I looked at it from the analytical point of view, not so much from the the political standpoint or the emotional standpoint. I looked at it from analytical perspective. Like, okay, you don't like this, and that. Well, let's look to the source material and what we know about the business of the MCU, right? That's how I approached it. And that
Mhm.
proved very successful and fruitful for me, you
Mhm.
know? So the thing is, everybody wants an angle. People want an
Well,
angle and everything. They want your perspective. They want an angle.
even though I don't want to
So what's your angle
deplatform.
when it comes to criticizing them?
Yeah,
What do you offer when you criticize these people? That's different from everyone else who criticizes them.
yeah. I
I
like
know, and I'm
to.
asking you, Max. Like, what do you feel like
Well,
you offer that's different?
the thing that I the most recently wanted to criticize them on, and I still want to do an update video. They still have provided no receipts with the lie that started all this horrendous movie talk in the fandom about Star Wars about if you don't like Reva, you're an ist. They've been
Well,
playing that.
Well, I think Eddie does a good job breaking some of this stuff down. I was watching his critical drinker video, and I think he made some really good points. Right.
Yeah.
Um, the thing is, at the end of the day, though, right, we're never going to be bigger than them. We're never.
Oh, no,
going
no,
to
no, no.
surpass them.
I
We're
don't
never
want that.
going to like
I
change
do want to
people's
grow.
minds.
I do want to grow somewhat though. I do have
Well, that's the whole thing. All of us want to grow. That's why we're
now
like,
that we
YouTube
reached
content creators.
5K, thanks to all you viewers, and hey, smash the like button for just. I've also said that I've always wanted to be transparent. I will be transparent. I'm not switching up my content. I'm still going to criticize them, but I do want to do other hot takes too. And it's not just isolated to them, the negativity towards content in the entertainment industry.
There's so much more to cover than just them too. If you want to like go into hot takes and just like the industry in general and everything else. I mean, the thing is though is that if there's anything I learned over my short time doing YouTube, it's that you always got to be careful not to get complacent, and not to it's always that fear of escalation when you're always trying to approach the next thing and the next thing and the next thing, right? It's like you don't ever want to push it too far. And you never wanted to become complacent and stale either, though. Like you need to like actually like mix things up occasionally too, right? I mean that's just so crucial.
Well, I do want to also show this on Twitter. I have a quick clip that I do want to show how delusional though they are at this event, saying like Hollywood's scared of them. I don't think Hollywood's scared of. I think most of those people in there are Disney customers. If you go to the panel, even though you're huge fans,
that's the thing. Well, this is
they're
what I
not
mentioned
really
earlier. All of them, and to an extent, make money by way of Disney. all of them make money off of Disney. Why? Because nobody would care if they covered anything else. Why? Because Disney owns the stuff that most people are invested and care about.
Right.
That's what they want. That's what they want.
Well, I was also going to
They're
bring up the
basically
fan.
taking Disney paychecks by association.
Yeah. And I was going to bring up the Fan Expo website and just be like, okay, besides Cobra Kai, why are you there? I mean, just
I know, and
support
Nakaron's correct. The only thing Hollywood is truly scared of is losing money. Losing money is all they care about, right?
You know what would have been cool if they actually are on tour with us? They should do collab with Daily Wire and have screenings of Terror on the Prairie if they're there anyway.
Well, and that's the
Promote
funny
that.
thing too, right? Because a lot of these people are the same types who criticize people like John Campea and Grace Randolph for having access. But they so desperately wanted access this whole time, and now they got it, and you're not allowed to criticize them for getting access. Which I don't get either. It's like, but you were the first ones who talked about Hollywood access. Now you have access to a subsection of Hollywood, and it's okay.
Yeah,
now?
it's not that El Necron. That's exactly right. It's not isolated to these. This group just does more of the
No,
political
there's
angle,
fandom
but it's
outrage
not
everywhere. It's everywhere.
It is big.
Not
It
just
is
these
big.
people either.
Well, it's not. It's just hyperbolic on both sides. Even like
I mean,
Matt
at the end of the day,
says,
the internet is a very weird place full of a
you
lot of
only
weird
you
people.
only get noticed if you're being like a baby. Honestly, if you're really being
You
like,
get noticed when you're the loudest one in the room.
yes,
That
exactly.
and that goes across the board.
The algorithm does not, and I'm Mad Max. I did it. I had my part in that too.
Yeah.
Like
I
I've
said,
calmed down a lot.
I'm pretty much a nobody. The only reason I even got noticed at all was because I was loud about certain things on certain panels, and I was loud about my criticism of certain YouTubers like these folks. Other than that, no one would ever crap about.
Here's the thing where we've the one thing that a lot of us, even the critics of them, disagree with. They know what they're doing. I actually think they believe. Like, look at that shirt.
It's backwards. Can't see.
Yeah, you know what it says though. I don't want to say it, but yeah, they actually think. And honestly, looking at some of the supplemental clips I've seen on Twitter, I'm not going to show them here because it's more political.
Well, who is that person?
I don't know.
Scary, but who's that person in the picture?
I don't know. I'm just saying
Have
the
you clicked
shirt.
on their username at all?
Hold on. Let me make sure. Hold on. Cat Maximalist.
Got a lot of
Most
followers.
of the Conspiracy Castle, Texas State Delegate District.
So is he like a politician?
Well, I do know that Alex Jones is in Texas too, and they are getting really cozy.
Wasn't Alex Jones just on Friday Night Tights?
Yeah. So they are making connections there. And honestly, after even Ryan Kinnell, I saw a clip of him on Twitter. I'm not getting into the political talk. I'm not getting into the January 6th stuff, but he really believes some of the stuff. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
And this is what confuses me too.
And then, so I'm going to tell you from this thing here, they believe this stuff.
No,
they believe that
they're all
there's
very, very
that
hardcore right-wing Republicans.
Well, that they're saving like children, and that Hollywood is coming after, trying to indoctrinate children and stuff. It's really.
I mean, but here's the thing too. At the end of the day, too, like, and I'm not trying to piss people off when I say this, but it's just this is what never made sense to me, and maybe I put this in the wrong terms, but. Because before I would say these people are not true fans, but they're political commentators fake posing as fans, right? And I don't think maybe that's not the case. I
agree with that. I don't think they're fans. I think they're fans of trolling and politics.
But what I was going to say is I think more so than that, I think they're just twisted fans more so. Maybe that's a better way to put it, because it's just like,
well, some of this the same. Like
let me finish my point real quick. I just want to say, they become hypocrites in a sense, because initially they talked about keep your politics out of our entertainment. Now it's, well, we want to talk to Alex Jones on entertainment. We want to bring in all these political commentators and like put a political spin on how we commentate on entertainment. It's like, you can't ask for politics to be removed from entertainment, but then inject your own politics into what you want to see in entertainment. Like,
Yeah.
it's just hypocritical. Like, you can't be claiming that you're just a fan who wants what's best for your movies and TV shows, yet have Alex Jones on and turn your streams.
Well, I
about
mean,
pop
they are
culture into
fully in the inner circle of Alex Jones. Like that guy,
Well,
I
that they
think he is
wanted in on that.
political. Yeah,
I
I
mean-
think that he is political. He's probably running, or he does. It said something about conspiracies in there. Yes, it's
No, and I agree with
But I-
100%. But the weird part is, it's like, why, if you don't want people to inject their politics into entertainment or look at things from their political perspective, then you should do the same and not inject your politics, your political
Yeah.
idealism into entertainment.
or make up lies for your political team to score points, because that's a lot of what this stuff is.
And that's the
doing.
sad thing. I feel like in a lot of ways, and this is what makes all this
Well,
so
well,
depressing, that it feels
I
like.
want to.
Oh yeah,
I want to show Daniel's thing here. Comment. I don't think you could truly be a fan of anything if you do is based around hate. Yeah, hating is not being a fan. I think you were right originally, RJ. Don't change that. Fan comes from fanatic, right? If you're a fan,
fanatic, yeah.
So if you're just hating on stuff, and it just makes me sad at the amount of stuff we're getting right now in the entertainment industry.
Well,
I keep saying it's an embarrassment of riches. I never thought I would get this much content, the stuff I love. I am so happy right now with all the content. The only thing that's frustrating is just DC, because
it's frustrating to be a fan of a lot of things sometimes. I mean, DC fans in particular are really struggling right now. I mean, there's some stuff that I love that it's been struggling being a fan of. Star Wars can be very hit or miss for me personally. I mean, I love a lot of stuff in Kenobi, some stuff I don't, but that's okay. The saddest part about all of this really is that our entertainment has become so politicized, not because of the content of the material in the entertainment itself, but by all the background noise. Everything in our world now is a political argument.
Well, you know how they say they don't buy this stuff? Don't try to cater to these fools, because one thing, they'll imagine something's in there and they're not going to pay for it. Like they've all gone on record that they don't pay for Disney stuff anymore.
Yeah,
they still see everything.
I guess what I'm lamenting, Max, is that I'm just lamenting the fact that it's like everything now is a political argument. Snyder stuff is like become politicized in a way, and that's an argument. Like, there's nothing really left in movie talk that's not political in some sense. You know what I'm saying? Like there's no escape from politics in our modern culture, because everything has been politicized by both sides. The left does it, the right does it. Nothing is like, there's no escapism anymore. You cannot escape from the political arguments in regards to anything.
No, it is.
And I put a lot of the blame on these kind of people, to be honest. I do.
Yeah. I want to get to the point where I didn't not to watch the whole Friday Night Tights panel on.
No, you're good. Watch,
but just the part where YoungRippa's like, I don't think Hollywood's afraid. And listen, if they actually produce something on their own, like, Terror on the Prairie, and it was competition, let's be real. Even though I support the film coming out, and I would pay money if I could just get it on Amazon.
Well, I have a huge issue with the Terror on the Prairie movie, though, because it's one of its biggest trailers, the one that they've been marketing with, does not really highlight the movie at all. It just says Disney canceled her, Hollywood wants her gone.
This is the stuff that you can't market. You can't market the product on its own merits.
Yeah, it's like you have to market it being like,
you cannot market this on its own merits.
Disney and Hollywood, like what kind of like
they say they hate victimhood and but they cannot thrive without acting like they're a victim themselves. That's what I'm saying.
Like, if you have to market your movie and sell it on the notion of it being part of a culture war versus it being a quality product on its own, that's not a good thing. Like, don't do that. Like, let the movie sit and speak for its own. Like, if people want to,
let's again look at this. I believe he's on YouTube. Truth and Humor, Tucker Carlson. Oh boy, lots of crazy stuff on here. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, we don't wanna go
Never
down
mind.
that
Never
rabbit hole.
mind. Never mind. But boycott, and this is, I mean, it's being embraced there. Gary looks really
Oh,
happy.
what was the tweet that Gary put out? What did he say?
What?
I see the picture, but what did Gary say in the tweet? He said,
Eye Patch McCain is
"Oh my
a
god,
legend. A legend.
I think that's the political opponent that he's running against. Maybe I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know.
I know
He might
Patch
just be a
McCain is
YouTube
nickname for
comedian
someone
that's
else.
really into politics and it shows up on Tucker Carlson. I don't know. It says
Yeah.
Texas State Delegate District 12, Blaze TV contributor.
Yeah, Gary's making a political statement with that tweet about another
Oh
politician.
God. I just thought of something really scary.
What?
I don't even want to say it.
Okay.
What if Gary runs for something?
He probably wants to.
Oh my
Probably
God.
will run for
Oh
some
my dear
political
Lord.
office in the state of
That
Texas one day.
that just scared the shit out of me. I mean, because he's more intelligent than some of those other people. Like,
Although I'm not for sure though, and this is not me trying to bring up past ill deeds, but if you have a criminal record, I don't know, like especially at the federal level, I don't know if you can run for state office.
I don't know.
Because he's been arrested at the federal level for some illicit activities. So
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, but I just, oh my dear Lord. I don't know. I'll have to research that. I don't want to give him any ideas. All right, let's just look at this this video. This is where someone in the audience brought up making own content, and Rippa goes on this big soapbox about Hollywood's scared of them. If they can make quality content that would actually make Hollywood scared, I would support that.
Yeah.
If they make quality content, I am going to be a consumer of their product.
But here's the thing, though, right? Making content on your own is very difficult, and it's not an easy task.
And if they
So
could and if they could prop it up without, there's so much grift in, hating on other products to prop up your own, just like the Ethan Van Sciver method. I mean, his comics are cool, but he would not have had any success if he didn't hyperbolically say that the industry is dying consistently.
Yeah, so real quick, so this is the panel where they had their event
at the con, and then we're also going to look at
this is the panel that was at Fan Expo.
Yeah, but how many are they going to go on tour now to all these cons? Like, why are they there?
If you've noticed where they've been frequenting Fan Expo. Fan Expo is bought out the Wizard World conventions, and now they own pretty much the largest national chain of conventions in North America.
I don't.
But
this
also,
is all.
they signed.
Now, if you want me,
just regardless, was a Fan Expo, I believe, signed a contract with Gina Carano. So she's been going to pretty much all the Fan Expos as part of her contract for her convention tour. So she was probably going to be at all the Fan Expos the rest of this year and next year. So they feasibly could go to a lot of places on that tour.
I'm going to be putting my tinfoil hat on right now. I think they could get a lot of behind the scenes money, especially from connections that he has for outreach for politicians at these expos. Going on tour with Gina and them for politicians. I think they could even get
another Fan Expo happening in August, I think in Boston. I think.
So now I guess that's their right to do it. I'm not saying they shouldn't be able to do that. I'm just telling you, I just feel
I think it's more so for them to meet up with fans and connect with people.
That you make these connections. There are huge outreach for the Republican Party now, being at all these expos, connecting to younger people. I don't know. I'm not. They want that connection to Alex. He has a lot of those. It's just like your customer list. Once you get those lists, and they people pay. I don't like to get into politics too much, but I honestly think it's swaying back after Biden. I don't hate buy it or anything, but it's definitely swaying back the other direction again.
Oh yeah,
they're-
yeah, it is. I mean, we'll see what happens next in a couple years, but it's gonna be interesting.
Well, here's where they address that. Rippa says that, and I listen. I give a Rippa has some awful opinions on tokenism and social justice and comics of when they, when we went over.
Oh,
the
he's got some
X-Men.
pretty bad takes. Yes.
Yeah,
yes,
but he is a talented musician, and he is putting his money where his mouth is, and he's making a comic. And I might buy his comic just so I could do a review, because if it's a shit comic, I'm going to say you're full of crap, dude. Like all this hating on comic industry, and this is the crap you produce. So, I'm depending on the cost of it. I'm not paying like $50 for one comic, but I would love to get my hands on his first comic, or at least look at it. If the image quality is horrible, I'm not going to buy it. But if it looks decent, I would love to review it and see what he's done.
There's nothing wrong with that. I mean,
No. If they can make competition for Hollywood in the comic industry, and it's really good, I don't care. I separate the art from the artist and politics from it, and I'm just here for quality content. If they actually could come on the level and produce something like Disney or Marvel or Star Wars, and they deliver quality content, I don't care who makes it. If it's good, it's good. And then, competition only makes the industry better. I'm not gonna say, oh, Gary from Nerdrotic produced the movie, but it's him. I'm not gonna buy it. No, I don't care. I'm here for good content, regardless. It's just I just don't.
They're
see
not
it.
hard to find.
What's that?
I was just saying a comment.
You're Ezra Miller now. Listen, don't get this personal on my friends that still support Ezra when I say F Ezra. F Ezra. That's another rant I'm going to do on. I'm so sick of people, don't cancel me, and you're an asshole to everyone around you. I'm so sick of that. I'm not trying to get you to lose your job.
Well,
but I'm not crying
I would just say though, be careful how you approach. I mean, if you want to approach that topic from the perspective of look at the damage this has done to these talented filmmakers.
Yeah, I'm
actors,
so sick of defending
that's fine,
assholes.
But
I don't want you to lose your job, but I'm so sick of you not caring about how you impact others. Part of being a human on this planet is being a genuine good person to other people. And an artistic endeavor is a collaboration, and I'm so sick of selfish douchebags. I'm sick of it. And then when they're trying to cancel Ezra. I'm not trying to cancel Ezra. I was there to support Ezra. RJ was there to support Ezra, and we're not getting into that. But I'm so sick of Ezra not caring about how Ezra's behavior impacts others. And I can't. That's why I stopped watching sports, RJ, because people in sports, they only care about themselves and not care about
always.
So most of them.
I mean, don't you? Well, couldn't it be like you just watch sports for the fun of the game, though? The competitive.
I like sports, but I've lost my love for it because people are so selfish. The athletes are so selfish. Not everyone, but a lot of them, that I can't root for them anymore. I can't. And that's why I get that's where I lost my fandom for Daniel Craig too. Remember that whole James Bond thing? I'm just like, no. All right, so let's listen.
Well, real quick, I would just say this. Oh, Necron, I do appreciate you saying this because I do appreciate people being honest with themselves, and I do appreciate people opening up and being like, yeah, like I love this stuff, and I love him in that, or sorry, I love them in that role.
He actually puts everything at risk. He's putting everyone else at risk. That if you see a path forward for the Snyderverse, he's putting that all at risk because he's a key to that goal. Really.
I mean, the hope, of course, is that this is genuinely just a cry for help and things can get sorted out, though. I mean, I don't want to assume the worst of anybody, obviously, but again, that's why I got to be careful with,
No,
We have
I
large
don't. I'm
platform
giving.
and
I'm
being
doing more. I'm doing more hot takes. Lately. I'm prepare yourself because that's how I started my channel too. I'm just sick of it. I'm just sick of people not caring because I think that's why I like you, RJ. You show a lot of empathy towards others. How your words, even though you have your opinions, you do
I
care about how
try
your words.
to. Some people would argue I'm not very empathetic towards certain topics or individuals, but I try my
No,
best.
we should always try harder though. We should always
Level-headed.
try harder.
Actually,
And
real quick,
it
can I just
is
say
a
this
it
real
is
quick?
a yeah. Go ahead.
I just want to say this real quick because I'm probably not going to get a chance to say this anywhere. I actually wish I could reach out to Sil because I will give him full credit for this. I think his coverage of this Flash stuff has actually been really good. Like I'm really impressed at how well of a job he's done covering that whole thing. I
Oh,
caught
I
a little,
didn't see that. I
I
didn't
caught a
see it.
little bit of his stream earlier today. His
Mhm.
coffee talk. He did a great job breaking that down. All of that. I think he was very well spoken. I think what he said made a lot of
Oh,
sense.
hey, Echo Base. That's Nick from Echo Base.
Oh, hey, what's up? I think what Sil said about the whole thing made a lot of sense. I think he was very well spoken. He looked at this from a business perspective while also being empathetic. I thought his coverage was excellent. Like I was very impressed at how well Sil conducted himself with that. I thought that was a really well done when he covered that whole story.
Okay. Yeah. I'll check it out. I didn't see that one. No,
Yeah, I mean, like
I
I said,
I think still I think
Sil did a
so.
great job. He did a great
Yeah.
job covering all that today.
Oh wow, really? I gotta
Yeah.
do a video on that tomorrow. Thank you for the heads up. Hey Nick, I'd like to meet Nick in real life someday, and he's this good guy. Even though oh man, Nick,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
you and coaches some of your takes on this Obi-Wan. Oh my god, I completely disagree with you, but
I need to talk to Echo Base about Obi-Wan one of these days. They were doing like another open call strings. I feel like we'd have fun talking
yeah,
about it.
yeah, we should try to go on there Saturday. Well, Nick, once Obi-Wan's over, maybe me and RJ will come over together and debate you on Obi-Wan. that might be fun.
I don't know. Maybe I might be on the side. I don't know.
Oh, you're on Nick's side. Okay.
Well, I don't know. I don't know what he said yet.
All right. But to catch you up, Nick, what I'm saying is I will support content from anybody as long as it's good content. It'll be a short debate. But I just think this is laughable when Rippa says Hollywood's scared of us when you don't exist without Hollywood itself. Like they cannot exist without. Now in this whole, I watched the whole panel while I was gaming. I was playing TMNT, and Jeremy actually said, "Now I am going to cover the stuff," but he said Rippa doesn't actually cover new shows anymore. He just does his own thing, or maybe do comics because he's so obsessed. Or he thinks the quality's so bad. I have a lot of respect for that.
Yeah, he
because
kind of does. Although he'll address things sorta.
Yeah,
You
but I
know,
think he still leans into
he
the
will
grift.
discuss it, but that
Yeah.
is true. I will give Ripper credit for that. I've
If
never
he
seen
thinks
him
it's
do
so
that
bad,
before.
he doesn't cover it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like he actually sticks to his guns and like I'm not like Jeremy. Jeremy's like he did this
Although to be
whole
fair,
big
Jeremy did say his audience paid him to do it. So
yeah, it was bullshit. He was always going to cover. He needed content. He can't disengage from the Disney, you know. He can't disengage from it. They're tied to Disney. Yeah, Rippa does. So I do give a lot of respect to Rippa. And I actually might reach out to him one day to debate. I don't know. We'll see. Mainly I would bring up his X-Men and tokenism takes, which are bullshit. But I'm not getting into that here. Okay, so let's listen to
2 hours later, let's actually watch the clip.
Production companies making different movies, and the cream rises to the top, and we have the studios. Do you guys see yourselves in that, where people are all making different types of movies, and then or productions or entertainment?
To answer that, I say all the time, I think we're on the brink of kind of this cultural renaissance. And it's hard to say.
They're all shaking their heads. The only one that's actually doing anything is Rippa. We're on this cultural renaissance. Now,
well, that's referring to the culture war that we're in a cultural renaissance of independent creations and creators. That's different.
the independent creator movement started before this anti-SJW stuff. There's been independent comics book before Comicsgate. There's been independent. There's a lot. The indie game scene, for example, is huge. There's been independent movies. They are not in on this, or if they are, maybe Rippa is the one person, because I still want to see his comic, but look how Jeremy is shaking his head. Like, I'm not even here to make fun of him this morning, RJ. I'm just like, really? You're so delusional. Delusions of grandeur. Jeremy, you do not exist without Disney. No one would watch your videos if you weren't complaining about Obi-Wan. You need Disney Star Wars. Like, how many times can it die? It's not dead yet. It's doing really good. And, maybe you think that they all watch it. But here, let's
Yeah,
get
and again, I just want to reiterate, please let's not call them derogatory terms.
Yeah.
Please, I understand.
Yeah, Alex,
let's not call them certain groups. We got to be professional about this if we're criticizing anybody.
Oh yeah. But if they can come up with a product that is good, I will support it. I will pay for it. But I just don't see it now, if they are saying there's a cultural renaissance for indie stuff and then you don't need the IPs, I was even thinking that I was hoping, like Star Wars Theory, doing fan films, that he figured out a way to do fan films and the profit off
amazing
it, not
fan films, by the way. They are top tier. They are awesome.
What, Star Wars Theory?
Star Wars Theory makes some amazing fan films, yes.
Yeah, so I think there would be a future where you could justify costs on your supplemental Patreon and stuff and not link it directly to the product and do fan films where you don't even need to go through buying the rights and stuff. It depends on the project, but who knows what the laws are going to be in the future. But I do think that's there too. Like, there's that Cad Bane fan film that was pretty good. There's some other stuff, and I think there was a
Kenobi fan film from, I think, the same actor who did the Robin Williams impression.
Yeah. That's where I got a copyright strike from watching that. I had to contact him to get it removed.
Whoops.
But I think there is a few, and that is intriguing. Like, if you can work around the rights issue and make your funds supplementally, but not directly, it's like a game. I live stream. I do videos on behind the scenes where I could have ads on that, but the actual finished project is all fan funded. But is he even doing more fan films though? I don't even think I haven't heard anything on that. Star Wars Theory. Well, let's be honest.
It would take a lot of time though.
He did a lot of YouTube shenanigans to like the video where he complained about, he made the money off that video. It was very artificial, superficial, and dramatic. Listen, if he talked to Disney, he knew that he could not use any part of the soundtrack in there. Wait, he wasn't going to make.
What are you talking about?
When Star Wars Theory got a copyright strike from Disney over part of the soundtrack in the fan film. He could.
Oh man,
there was some behind the scenes shenanigans to profit off the controversy. He talked to Disney directly. He knew he couldn't put that in there, and they still did. He could not put monetization on the fan film, or it would violate the contract of fan films. So it didn't hurt him at all to put a soundtrack on there. I am implying that it was done partially intentionally to profit off of the the controversy when I can't. I don't even think it was a strike. It was like, they can't make money off my fan film. Now they're collecting money on the fan film. I don't even think it was a strike. I think it was he was just upset that he couldn't hit monetization, but the song, they could get monetization off of his work. That's what it was.
I mean, maybe. I mean, like I said, I can't speak to that. I think people give Star Wars Theory a lot of crap for a lot of silly reasons.
Well, no, I respect him for doing content. Yeah.
I think when it comes to the subject of Star Wars, he is extremely intelligent and very well spoken. I do enjoy his content. I mean, I always agree with him, but I respect his perspective on things.
Yeah.
And I can understand why he's become a voice for that community, especially.
All right. Well, let's hear what Rippa says. Jeremy is shaking his head. Yeah, we're at the but they all do the exact same videos. Nerdrotic, Jeremy, RK. The only one that's got some variety is Rippa there, because but they're not creating anything. And let's be real, if they were what Rippa is suggesting at the point of a cultural, what did he say? A cultural
Renaissance.
Then they could promote the hell out of Terror on the Prairie, and they could get ad revenue off that, but they can't. How many times have they covered Terror on the Prairie on their main channels? The only one that really covers it consistently is Drunk, because he is so attached to Gina, and I'm not hating him on that. But if they were actually in a cultural renaissance, the product would justify their content. They could actually talk about Terror on the Prairie. And this is the point I want to tell you and them. You're not. Get a reality check, your delusions of grandeur. If you're in a cultural renaissance, you could talk about YoungRippa's new comic, and that would get the clicks, not the latest SJW at Lucasfilm or Obi-Wan. That's where I see. Then I'm going to start taking them seriously. Now I think they're a joke to suggest that. Oh, hi Jade. Friday Night Hates. Yes. What do you think about that commentary, RJ? That's where I'm going to start to take them seriously and not laugh at the suggestions of their delusions.
That's understandable. I mean, obviously,
then when they could justify and get the views off of promoting content within their sphere instead of just criticizing. Like even Daily Wire, all they do is hate on stuff too. They don't really.
The goal should be to be able to make stuff, and that'll generate the clicks and the attention.
So,
but
until you can show me what you got, make entertainment that doesn't. And they couldn't even promote the Gina Carano thing without saying she was canceled, and then she's back, and all this other shit. Or promoting it on its own merits has not happened yet. They have no IPs or properties, and I am going to follow closely Rippa. And if Rippa makes an excellent comic that even like, what if Netflix contacts Rippa? Like, this is amazing. I will apologize. I'm like, you know what? You're legit, man. At this point, I don't see it happening.
We kind of fit on that timeline, but for sure, it's not just us. You see what Gina Carano is doing. You see what other people that are in the kind of what people deem as like the indie space are doing, because the means are way more affordable than what they were.
Comicsgate. I followed Comicsgate for a while, RJ. They also like to hate on the industry, DC and Marvel, to prop up their own product, and they never brought down the costs. I was actually interested in Comicsgate at the beginning, RJ. I actually got one Comicsgate comic from Ethan Van Sciver's artist. He's deaf. He's a great artist. His first comic. And I was going to get Cyberfrog, but no part of the equation was to bring down costs for the consumer. They just stuck to the Indiegogo and the Kickstarter model that was superficially bloating the cost of these comics with all the superficial bullshit. That's cool for collectibles, but nowhere did it become affordable for the consumer. And if you can't have somewhat of affordability, it's absolute bullshit. To pay $50 for one comic when you could go to the comic store. And I understand you don't have the distribution of DC and Marvel, but if it's $50 to get one comic with some collector cards or a bookmark or something, where you could go in to your comic book store and get a comic, one single issue, for under like $10. Under that, there's just no competition at all until you can. So that's why I saw the greed. I saw the greed from Ethan Van Sciver.
Yeah. If there's a difference in quality. If the independent book you spend more on is that much better than what you could pick up at your local comic store for like significantly less, right? You pay more for a product that you'd actually like and would be more inclined to want to support, if that makes sense. It would need to be like the quality would need to justify the price, is what I'm saying.
Yeah. All right. So this is where now I will start to take them seriously when I see something. When he mentions Gina Carano there, I laughed, and I don't want to laugh at Gina Carano. I'm like, really, Terror on the Prairie? Like if they should be touring Gina's film and do premieres at these expos and show the film with an audience.
They're in charge of the marketing though. That would be on the Daily Wire too.
Yeah. Well, Gina's there. Gina's part of Daily Wire now.
I'm sure Gina's gonna promote something, maybe at like a panel or something. You know, she's like, "Hey, I got this movie coming out."
No, her panels still get the most lines at all these events.
Well, so I'm saying, like her panels, like where she's on stage talking about what she's working on next. I'm sure she would give it a shout out.
I mean, that would also be great to see Gina at these cons watching it with her fans. That I would support that. One of my friends, Snow, he met her. He was there today, and he has a picture with him.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
So I retweeted that. I'm like, hey, more power to you. If you really think she's your hero or whatever, I don't care.
Were before, and with the social media and everything, we have a direct line of sight with our audience. So we're able to do a lot of stuff that we couldn't do before. And there's a lot of talented people that are really fed up with the way that things have been done. So I think to answer your question, yeah, I don't know where we fit on the timeline exactly, but absolutely. And it's not just in our industry. I think you're going to see this in the coming years. So many people that have come from kind of this era that are seeing a lot of success in their individual creations, because everybody's realizing that we don't really need these guys. For one, they hate us. But we don't really need these guys. The power is in the people. And a lot of those guys are just first in, best dressed. And what we have now with the more decentralized kind of means, I hope we have that. That's what I want. That's what I always advocate for people that know where I'm at from a political landscape. It makes no sense that you have these mega corporate entities that have control of all these properties.
I actually agree with this part.
That doesn't even make any sense, definitely in this day and age.
Yeah, so, it is very, I actually agree with the frustration there with these mega corporations owning everything. I don't want to. I don't.
Well, I mean, like the goal should be for people to, expand their creative minds, to expand creative possibilities, and make new stuff too. That like fruitful franchises beyond what mega corporations own. I mean, I do understand the frustration where it seems like only a couple corporations own the majority of the properties we enjoy and consume.
And let's be honest. Even though we're pretty happy with the quality content, it probably would be better if they didn't have to manage so much. I think the quality isn't as high as it could be if they had less, honestly. Do you agree with that to an extent?
I mean, yeah. I mean, the goal, again, should be to increase quality no matter at whatever cost. I mean, like, there should, I think competition will always breathe more, competition always leads to better success for parties in some form. So
yeah. Complaining about corporations owning it. Yeah, his sometimes his politics are confusing. Like, I don't know. All right, let's only watch a minute more, and then I wanted to show, like, I was looking up the Fan Expo. I'm just like, why are you there? Like, everything you hate is being supported. Shh, Callie, it's late.
So people can maintain ownership. There's no reason to sell their assets off.
I agree with that too. Like, if you're going to be a creator, try to maintain ownership, and that's great for you. Some people have sold their souls for their best property. They're creators, and it's sad. Some of the history of the entertainment industry where they lost the rights to something. I respect that part of it. Like, create yourself. Hold on to that, market it, but when you can only do it with hating on the other thing, that's where you lose me.
Yeah, we're at the break of a little cultural renaissance, and we'll see what happens going into the future.
Yeah, I think Hollywood is bloated and their business model is old, and they're starting to see the beginnings of that. Well, how many times have we seen it?
They really think that Hollywood's gonna die.
Wait, go back by 10 seconds.
That's Ryan. Ryan doesn't create anything.
No, I know, but I want to hear how many people are applauding. I want to see that. Hold on.
They're all there.
It makes no sense that you have these mega corporate entities that have control of all these properties. that doesn't even make any sense, definitely in this day and age. So people can maintain ownership. There's no reason to sell their assets off. So yeah, we're at the brink of a little cultural renaissance, and we'll see what happens going into the future.
Yeah, I think Hollywood is bloated and their business model is old, and they're starting to see the beginnings of that. Well, how many times have we seen it? Radio, TV, movies. Every time something major changes from one industry to
Well, this
another.
is where they're delusional. They think they're like next level. All you're doing is commentating on their product. Do they not see? Right.
They're changing the game though, Max. Like they're proving
All
the
you're
model
doing is
old.
commenting on their product. You are not going to change the game unless Rippa's successful. Unless you all start covering the Young Rippa comic and you get clicks
I mean,
off
they
that,
should all be making
or
comics.
Terror on the Prairie. This is
I
what's
want,
so
like, where's the-
delusional.
I want Jeremy to direct a movie. I want Jeremy Griggs to
Well,
direct a sci-fi
he did a
film.
music video, and I heard it was horrible.
Oh, I haven't seen it. So
I have to actually. I think that was Firewater told me about that.
So basically, what they're saying is that they're the next evolution of Hollywood.
They really believe this. This is the part I wanted to get to. I'm like, yes, RJ. Not only they believe that really far out political stuff that we saw on Gary's, like this is the guy's legit, but they actually think they're going to take on the industry by only covering the industry and saying it's dead every year.
So based on this is the summary. Okay, you commentate and shit on modern entertainment,
and you're taking over.
So you direct people to the entertainment that you think is better, aka what you're making.
Yes. What's going to happen if Disney fails? Your channel would fail. This is what's so like I'm like pounding my head on my desk. I'm like, what? This is how moronic it is, man.
I'm just saying, like their mission statement, I think, is kind of flawed because
the only one that makes somewhat sense is Rippa,
inherently
right?
you're going to be bolstering and promoting the content you hate to direct people to the content you think that they should consume instead.
If there's something he actually likes, he makes one video on it. You know, the only one that sort of makes logical sense.
But you know what the issue is here? Like you're promoting something you hate and raising its public awareness.
Yes, and so is everyone. Everyone in the audience there, they're all. Come on, oh yeah, Nerdrotic and Rippa and RK and Jeremy, they're all legit, and then they go get their stuff signed by, that's where I'm going to show you how ridiculous it is because we're going to look at who's at the fan expo, who's going. They'll probably get all their pictures signed by everyone from Disney, Star Wars that's there.
Yeah, well, let's keep watching. We'll look at that.
Yeah. So I only watch a minute more of this, but this is like, right? Really? And then I got to get to bed. I can't be up past 4 for me.
The previous industry gets mad at the new young industry and they want to destroy it. Yep. So that's all we're seeing.
They really think they are.
There's a reason that. There's a reason CNN is furious that YouTubers are getting more views than them.
Yeah.
They think they're like on the parallel to CNN or CNN causes its own problem. Let's be real, but they think they're on the. They think
viewership stats because I don't know.
Yeah, but they think they're on the level of reporting on the news. Just making memes on your just making memes of thumbnails about people in the industry is on the parallel. Listen, CNN's got its problems, but they're in a better category than these fools. Really, I'm sorry. Even Fox News is, yeah, it's delusional. Delusions of grandeur. No, they do know they exist. They do know they exist. That's why they warned.
No,
Moses.
they do. Some of them know that they exist. I mean, this whole movie.
They're not providing an alternative to everything they're against. Really, right? They're playing 5D chess. We just can't see. I don't think.
Maybe they are. I mean, maybe they're so big brained we can't tell what chess move they're making.
No. I know exactly what moves they were making. Make the same content in unison, the same exact takes. Say something's woke when it isn't. And I don't want to overuse that word for our dear friend Ashley. Say, sky is falling. Disney Star Wars is dead. Marvel is dead. It's all going to die. It all sucks. saying identity politics. It's all there's no 4D chess. Yeah. Hey, if the Daily Wire can do some fantasy, some sci-fi, some animation, maybe I'll subscribe. But paying that amount of content or amount of money to subscribe to a political with way more agenda than Disney does on the opposite end, just to see Gina Carano's movie is not an alternative. It's a grift. It's not an alternative. Create an affordable alternative that doesn't doesn't market off of being a victim. They can't do it, or hating on the other thing. They can't be successful without being victims or profiting,
Yeah, CNN really wishes they could squeeze 5 people around a tiny fold-out table in the corner of a room and speak to a room of 27 people. This is the future right here.
I should change the thumbnail. Look out, CNN. Look out, CNN. Here we come. I'm trying my hardest on it.
I'm not gonna make fun of them though for this is cool they got a panel, but I mean
no, that's true.
I
mean, we got to have our own panel on one day, RJ.
Hey, you never know. You never know.
And 87-year-old Taylor Lorenz.
By the way, thoughts and prayers to the quartering beard. By the way.
F's in the chat.
Thoughts and prayers to our
Yeah, I
eyes.
agree with that. Quartering shaved his beard. It's horrendous. Did you see that?
Yeah, I saw pictures. Yeah.
Oh my dear Lord.
He should never shave. That's a man who never needs to shave.
Yeah.
Seeing that as well, Jeremy. I know you're going to be watching. So.
Hi guys.
Hey.
I spent some time in Southern California going to college.
Sorry.
Yeah, exactly. And because of my my right-leaning views,
Oh God, victim.
my interest in the industry of comics.
Okay, I heard this already. That's enough of that.
Wait, what did he say? If you want to summarize it, what did he say?
I kind of felt like no one cared about my voice. Whenever you spend years being surrounded by people that are just trying to shout you down at every step. So what tips do you have for people that feel like their opinions don't really matter and they don't really have a voice?
No one's censoring
have
your
the problem
voice. You have your
voice out
voice.
because they feel like it doesn't matter.
Well, I mean, your voice matters. Screw everybody. That's it.
Yeah. And I think that some people have a harder time giving voice to their opinions than others, right?
Yep.
For a lot of us, we feel very comfortable being very loud sometimes and obnoxious.
Okay. All right, I already watched this, RJ. I got to get this.
I haven't seen this, so I was curious.
Well, it's in the description if anyone wants to check it out, the full shebang. No, I was gonna do a joke, Mary. I was gonna do a joke. Wow, that's a lot of white people, but there were a few. There's a little bit of diversity.
Like 2.
Yeah, a lot of
3.
A lot of certain age white people too. Yeah. I mean, my age though. It's my demographic. And I don't hate white people. I'm just embarrassed by them.
Basically,
I'm just embarrassed by some of them.
What you're saying though, Max, that the Friday Night Tights was made for old boomers like you.
Yes, I'm just they embarrass me though. They're embarrassing. I'm not.
Yeah, there's a lot of clapping too, which I thought was good. A lot of clapping, some standing ovations.
Yeah,
standing ovations.
Voice is not required. So we're gonna get to sleep soon. I'll talk to RG a little bit, but I wanted to show you this is who they're with at the Fan Expo in Dallas, and Callie's getting crazy here.
Yeah. So you're looking at the guest list, right?
Yeah. Why are you there?
Who's all there?
It's
Go down. Brendan Fraser.
Yeah.
Elijah.
Well, this is the only Lord of the Rings that works.
Sean Astin.
Yeah.
Both Pippin and Mary.
Yeah, but Ming-Na Wen. Everyone in there is going to say, "Oh, we love you, a Book of Boba Fett." They're walking out of the Friday Night Tights. I almost said Whites panel, and then they go right up to get a signature from Ming-Na Wen. I would.
Yeah, who would want Ming-Na Wen?
Breck Bassinger. I like Stargirl season 1.
Wow, the cast from Dexter's there. That's cool. Michael C. Cole. Edge was there. Wow. Sheamus was there. The Undertaker.
Do you think do you see any one of these going to That panel? Anyone here, do you think, as a guess?
No, no. Undertaker, Matt Riddle.
They
Holy
said
crap,
someone. They said
WWE
they said someone was in the panel that was a celebrity. I don't know who they said though.
No, I have to go back and look. I guess.
I don't want to be that dude, and I don't want to call. But I'm never mind. I think it might have been. I don't know.
Who?
James. I don't know if it's him or not. I'm just kidding. I'm just joking. I'm just joking. A lot of WE people.
They have
Ric Flair.
Ric Flair was there. You know.
But all of them are going to Giancarlo Esposito, and he can't. Based on his commentary, he can't stand that bullshit. He can't stand that.
Ashley
and then he
was there.
Yeah.
Back off.
These are everything. Like, why are you even going to
Tyler
this?
Hecklin, got some Cobra Kai people, Michael Rooker, some Star Trek people.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Trailer Park Boys. I've never seen Trailer Park Boys. Is it good?
I don't know. I've never seen either. Wow. I mean, hey. I mean, they had an all-star lineup of people.
Except Legends at the Bar. I'm sorry. I hope she has a career after that, but I think it's that. I think it's it. No, I don't want to hate on her, but come on.
Well, that's a great lineup for a convention to be.
But honestly, isn't this like the majority besides Cobra Kai? Cobra Kai is the blueprint. I mean,
they had Cobra Kai people, Superman, Lois people, CW, DC people, some Star Wars people, a lot of wrestlers. So
yeah, but I go back to like, why are they there? And I have to be clear. I never called for them to be deplatformed. I know some people on Twitter were saying they should, or even that they shouldn't be at cons. I just don't understand why they're there, though. And I just think it's hypocritical.
I believe they were official guests of the con too.
Yes.
Can we see their guest page again real quick?
That just blows my mind.
I'm saying pull up the guest list and see if they're actually on there, featured on the website. Go up.
No, they're not. I mean, these are
this is celebrity guests. I'm saying scroll up because they have different sections of guests. So hover over guests. Hover over guests. There's voice actors, comic creators, and cosplayers. Are they anywhere over there? In any of those? I was just curious.
Nah, I gotta be a voice. Oh, Giancarlo Esposito for Far Cry.
Troy Baker was there.
Comic book creators. Again, why are all these comic book creators? Oh, Jim Lee was there.
Wow.
We should have gone, RJ.
I should have went.
Me and you got to rip up a con one day. I'm gonna go as But what? Everything's dead. Look at all this. Although some of this stuff. No, is there any indie comics here? Like
probably a couple.
But none of their stuff, like Ripper's stuff, is it going to be here next time? Is it going to be up to that quality? I don't.
Yeah.
I
just wanted to see. If they're up there at all. I don't think they were official guests of the con, but they did have a panel.
Well, they only got 45 minutes, so it's like cosplayers even. Look, Miss Marvel cosplayer, but they hate on Miss Marvel.
Wait, go up real quick. Can we see the panel? You have the panel listing on there?
Panel schedule?
It's probably in schedule, yeah. So what day was their panel? Was it Saturday? Was it today? Or was it yesterday?
Let me see here. 5 p.m. Standing strong and standing together with Ashley. That's like the
what's that panel about? I want to see that. Click on details.
Star Wars. It just says.
I wonder if that's like about feminism at all. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't see anything.
Wow, Kaden is seeing the AFSP was attending.
I don't see where they're even here. It might have been not even an announced panel. I don't know.
No, they should have been there. Well, they were panel on Saturday. Was it today or was it yesterday?
I don't know. I think it was today.
Okay, then go click on Saturday. It must be on the Saturday page then. Scroll back up.
William Zappa. I know William Zappa was taking pictures with them.
Yeah, click on Saturday. All right. So keep scrolling. We'll find it eventually. from the Mummy. I can't believe Brendan Fraser's going to conventions now. That's crazy.
You know what? I actually think that Gina Carano should be in Cobra Kai.
That would actually be pretty good.
Yeah. I don't see.
Would Netflix hire her? That was the question.
I think Netflix would. Netflix is pretty. If I don't see.
Keep going. It's got to be here somewhere. Where the hell's their panel page?
Oh, there it is. Yeah.
Details.
From the popular live show. From the popular live show Friday Night Tights, join YouTubers Gary Buchler, Jeremy Griggs, Ryan Kinnell, and others for discussions on fandom, building a YouTube channel, and respecting your audience.
Wow.
Oh God, hell's frozen over.
Well, go back up. So we need to see that bold and clear. They add a panel at 2:00.
Yep.
Nerdrotic and I love the name they gave it though. The Nerdrotic and Geeks and Gamers panel. They didn't call it Friday Night Tights panel.
Yeah. I would love her to be in Cobra Kai. Yeah. I think she could make sense in there too. What are you talking about, Jade? Whoa. All right. Okay. Well, it's official. And Justin Proper went to a con for Scream, met all those Scream people too. It seems like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But I just don't understand why. I mean, there's a lot of fandom to be happy about. I just don't get it. I'm confused by it. It's like a conundrum. Like why they say everything's horrible when they're there, and then their fans like get all riled up, and then they go get signatures from all the Disney Star Wars people. It's like I don't get it. I don't get it. But I think that's where we'll end it. Because it's 4 in the morning.
Yeah, I'm really tired.
Why did we do this?
I don't know. Why did it even come on?
I don't know. Good night, everyone. Have a good night. Well, actually, get some rest. Go to sleep.
Yeah, go to sleep and wake up in a couple hours. And happy Father's Day to everyone.
Yes, and Juneteenth as well. We have to remember that. And that it is now a national holiday. So
it is. I got Monday off because of it. Yeah.
I had a little insomnia, but I'm okay now.
I was literally closing my eyes, about to go to sleep, and then I got the notification.
Yeah.
The things I do, I swear.
Wait, this is fake news. She's not been seen shopping at TJ Maxx, is she?
I don't know, and I don't care.
No, I don't hate her either. I just like
No, I'm saying
weird.
It's not my business where someone shops. Go wherever you want to shop at. I shop at TJ Maxx. Doesn't mean I'm broke.
Yeah. I judge you now. Good night, everyone.
Night, everybody.